Ever thought about what you'd actually do in a life or death situation? I mean, really thought about it? These kinds of thought experiments are fascinating, right? They really push our values to the brink. So let's dive into what might be one of the toughest choices you could ever imagine.
And look, we're not talking about some zombie apocalypse or alien invasion here. This is a deeply human problem. The ball is in your court. You're the one in charge, and you have to make the call. And trust me, there are zero easy answers. So, where do you even start? Do you just go with your gut feeling? Or do you try to be logical, create some kind of system to figure out who's most valuable?
Okay, so let's set the scene. Picture this. The year is 2042. And no, this isn't some far-off sci-fi fantasy. We're talking just around the corner. A world that looks a lot like ours, but it's teetering on the absolute edge. And then it happens. The worst-case scenario. The cities we all know, they're just ruins. And this deadly, invisible blanket of radiation is creeping across the entire globe. In this new reality, there's only one rule: survive. But, even in all that chaos, a small group finds a sliver of hope. They find safety. We've got 15 people, total strangers, from all walks of life, all huddled together in this secure underground bunker. I mean, they could literally be the last hope for humanity. But there's a catch. And oh boy, it's a big one. And here it is, the impossible choice. See, the bunker itself is safe for 2 weeks. That's just long enough for the radiation outside to die down to survivable levels. The problem? The food. There's only enough for 5 people, not 15. 5. So you have to choose who lives.
All right, let's meet the people whose lives are literally in your hands. As I introduce them, I want you to really think about what each person brings to the table and the tough dilemma each one represents.
First up, we've got a medical crisis. On one hand, you've got Dr. Gonzalez. He's 66, tons of experience, but his own health is pretty bad. He's had heart attacks. On the other hand, Mr. Newton, 25, a med student in perfect health. He knows all the latest stuff, but he's got this really antisocial attitude that could just poison the whole group. So what do? Go with experience or use? Wow, that's a tough one. And this is where it gets really personal. You've got Mrs. Garcia and her infant, Jean. I mean, a baby represents pure potential, right? But is also totally dependent. Then you have the Dane family, a solid family unit. But their son Bobby has special needs, which means he'll require more resources, more care. So do you make it a priority to keep families together, even if it might add more risk for everyone? Okay, let's talk practical skills. You have Mr. Blake. He's a 51-year-old mechanic. This guy can fix anything. The water pump, the generator, things that are absolutely critical to rebuild. But then you have Miss Harris. She's only 21, a nursing student, but she's got direct medical skills. So what's more valuable right now? The person who can fix the machine that keeps you alive, or the person who can literally fix you? All right, just take a second here. Pause and really think about it. You've only met a few of the 15 survivors. So who's on your list of 5? Remember, there isn't a right answer here. It's all about your reasoning. So who did you pick? And maybe more importantly, why? Picking your 5 individuals is one thing. But now the real challenge starts. Because this isn't just about saving 5 random people. It's about building a team that can actually function. A whole new little society. So let's take a look at how different combinations can lead to totally different outcomes. You can really see the different strategies playing out here. Like, look at Combo 1. That's pure pragmatism, right? It's all about the skills you need right now. Then you jump over to Combo 4, and it's the complete opposite. It's a bet on the future, saving families and kids. And then there's Combo 5. Wow, that's a cold, calculated choice. Maximum efficiency. All skilled adults, no dependence. Every single one of these teams shows a completely different set of core values. So here's the key takeaway. Each group is operating on a totally different logic. One team's thinking is, okay, we need a doctor, a nurse, and a mechanic to get through the next 30 days. But another team is arguing, yeah, but without families, without children, what's the point of surviving at all? There's just no single perfect combination. It's all just a series of incredibly difficult trade-offs. At the end of the day, this whole exercise isn't really about some doomsday bunker, is it? It's a mirror. It's about us, the choices we make, especially when the pressure's on. They
They reveal what we truly believe deep down, and they shine a light on our own hidden ways of thinking. So let's get personal for a second. Think back to the people you picked. Did you find yourself leaning towards a certain age group, or maybe people with jobs you think are really important? Every single decision we make is filtered through our own life experiences, and that's where we can start to see our own biases pop up.
This quote is a perfect example of what's called in-group bias. It's just human nature, right? We're drawn to people who seem familiar, who remind us of our own family or friends. It's a super powerful instinct, kind of like a mental shortcut. But you have to ask, in a situation like this, is that really the fairest way to decide?
And this one, it perfectly highlights ageism. You know, we live in a culture that's pretty obsessed with youth, so it's easy to instinctively write off older folks, to overlook the incredible wisdom and experience someone like Dr. Gonzalez brings to the table, even when that's exactly what the group needs to survive in the long run.
This really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? That classic battle between cold, hard logic and pure human emotion. I mean, if you're looking at it practically, the baby, Jean, uses up resources without contributing, but she's also this incredibly powerful symbol of hope. A reason to fight, a reason to rebuild. So which is more important for survival, the practical or the emotional?
And all of this actually brings us to a big idea from philosophy, utilitarianism. Basically, a strict utilitarian would probably pick that maximum survival efficiency team. Why? Because it's all about creating the greatest good for the greatest number of people. It's about usefulness. But as we've all probably felt doing this, that approach can feel, well, it can feel wrong, because sometimes it means throwing fairness and compassion out the window for the sake of cold, hard efficiency. And look, while this whole bunker thing might feel like just a thought experiment, the truth is, these kinds of impossible choices happen all the time in the real world, every single day, just, on a different scale.
Just think about it for a second. When doctors in a packed hospital have to decide who gets the last ventilator during a pandemic, that's the bunker. When rescue teams at a disaster site have to choose who to save first, that's the bunker too. These are real-life ethical dilemmas where good people have to make these gut-wrenching, impossible choices about who gets a shot at life.
And this entire scenario, this whole thought experiment, it actually comes from a really brilliant lesson plan. It's from the folks over at Sociology by Design. And it was created specifically to make us grapple with these huge questions about fairness, about our values, and about what it really takes to build a society from the ground up.
So we kind of end up right back where we started. But now the question is a lot deeper. It's not just who would you save, it's why did you save them? Did you go for skills or for hope? Did you focus on surviving today or building for tomorrow? The individual or the group? And in the end, your answer says very little about them and a whole lot about you.